Oops, I did it again. Alright, so I was going to do a twofer, but now we'll just do small segments. I talked about the Matt Chandler thing and discretion, and now I'm on to Britney Spears. So, Britney Spears, I'm just going to start over from scratch for her, but there will be a little bit of me talking about it. Anyhow, yeah, so Britney Spears, she announced that she's an atheist. She says, I'm an atheist, y'all. And that's a quote. um, Brittany, I don't think that she is serious about her declaration. She could be, but even then, she's just not a deep thinker. So, I think, yeah, that is what it is. But, as I was saying earlier, there is a lot of abuse sometimes when it comes to celebrities. Um, I was watching the Elvis movie, and Elvis got taken for 50% of his profits from the Colonel, and then they'd have other things that they'd like to build. So, uh, essentially, Elvis ended up working Las Vegas 7 days a week doing performances for 6 years straight. And it was such a rough pace that he ended up becoming addiction. He became addicted to prescription medication, and it just ruined him. And eventually he passed away right at the end there. And it still goes on, and it's probably a lot more intense now. They already had a lot of conspiracy theories about celebrities being captured by the occult, being enslaved with uh, drugs and different types of things. And, people would, their loved ones would prey upon them. So, with Brittany, it became a nightmare. I saw several documentaries on it, and, they would give her this conservatorship and basically saying that she was insane. So, her parents or her father had the rights over all her. She would really not be allowed to do much. Now, to be fair, um, you know, uh, I don't know what her mental state is. So, there may be problems that she has, and maybe she might throw her money away. But generally, the way it was handled was very dirty. And, if she's having all these mental problems, then why are they forcing her to work? So these are things you got to look at. So I do believe that in this situation that she was abused and that she was robbed and taken advantage of her family. Apparently, her family raised her up like most of the other people in the Southern Baptist Church. But to be honest with you, she was probably more raised by Disney than she was church. I mean, sure, she probably went because, she got all those opportunities to be in the choir and for like craft. I mean, she was. I mean, she was a big singer in the choir and all that kind of stuff like that going on. But essentially, no, I don't believe that she was a deep Christian. Uh, in fact, I don't believe that she was that innocent. She was, what's the nice word? Slutty from day one. Okay? And people were trying to marketer, oh no, no, she's innocent. I mean, she's like hanging out in her bra and everything at 16 years old. It's one innuendo after another, after another, after another. And it just kept on piling on and getting worse. I remember like the MTV Music Awards. She gets out there and dresses like a stripper and dances on the pole. She's like innovative. If you act like a whore, you're innovative. It's like stuff. It's like all the stuff about her naked stuff. You start. Her songs just get nastier and nastier and nastier. So on this level, I don't think there's any threat to my Christianity. You say, well, but she influences a lot. Well, yeah, but she's a bad influence by record. Okay. Now, um, there's things to be said though for the people around her. She kind of has that cautionary tale thing. You know, all the mess ups. Like her parents divorced. Her dad took advantage of her later on in life. Went there. Other things that were going on. And I'm sure that, you know, the church that was around her probably wasn't that mature itself. Uh, but sometimes it's hard, What do you do if you have a star in it? They're up here and everybody else is down there in society. And, hey, and sometimes I would see this. People who are like upper class would kind of just naturally have a way to kind of be in the church and not of the church. They had a strut, they had a talk, they could come in all smooth and then be a wreck as soon as they get out that door. And Brittany, I don't, as I said, I think that the way that it sounded, it was more like she was just, spouting off. Generally people do see her as an immature person. And so this is, it's kind of one of those things like the kid doesn't get to go out to play, right? And so that thing that's a teenager, like, Mom, I can't go out to play. I can't do what I want to do. That kind of stayed with her, into her adult life because of the situation. So I think it is. It was kind of a cry for help. This is so bad, and I can't believe the way my family's treating me. So now I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist, y'all. How about that? At the same time, I do think that there is a bad habit in the church, and that is to say, "Oh no, maybe we can understand you." Maybe this. Yeah, the fact is that she has to humble herself. Why we all do. Okay, I've got urges to, where I just want to be a kid, spout off, yell, and do all that kind of stuff. And I don't think I'm that innocent. I mean, there's been times where, okay, I've been immature. I have to deal with that. I have to suffer the consequences. But yes, this goes back to that word discretion. Um, she don't need to have all these little fits or whatever, and it's not going to help her. Even though it feels good, she's probably been stuck for years. Feeling like she can't say anything. So, I definitely don't want to trash her, but at the same time, the antidote, if you really care about people, sometimes the antidote is discipline. And so that's what she needs more than anything right now is discipline. Start trying to learn how to deal with your finances. Um, Not just hire an expert. Hire somebody who's in the middle who can really teach you as they're helping you organize your finances. But I do think yes, I pray for a writer, all that stuff. But the biggest deal is that she doesn't need to have a bunch of people, whispering in her. That's how she got into this mess. I guarantee. All right, and I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to say, "Hey, Brittany, blah blah blah," but almost guarantee she's not gonna say. But okay, well, for whatever she is. So, Brittany, if you do, it's a miracle. It's got to you because I'm not super famous. They think, "Oh, look at this! I've got an air conditioner, a maroon couchish thing." Okay, but I do understand that you have a lot of turmoil behind the scenes. And, struggles with family can hurt. And, at the end of the day, there is a God who does love you. And his love is not simply being a fan. He's the one that gave you the talents that you've been given. But also, he has patience. And, the Lord Jesus is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. He's helped me through a lot. And I can never say I don't believe in him. I can't find that anywhere in my heart. Trust in Jesus. You'll be saved. And get into the Word. I'll leave some links on here. God bless y'all. Have a good day.